Correct. So before discussing today's topic, okay guys, sorry for the inconvenience, power failure. Okay, I'm back. Okay, before starting today's class, we have to discuss something what we learned in the previous classes. Okay, so we know that what are the factors of production, right? Land, laborer, capital, and organizer. Next one, we know what are the sectors in the economy. That is primary sector, secondary sector, and it's the tertiary sector. Primary sector is otherwise called to be basic production. Okay, sorry everyone. Power supply is unstable. There's a trouble with you. Okay. Am I audible again? Okay, we'll start. Okay, fine. So that's what the thing what we discussed in the earlier classes there. Okay, what are the factors of production that we know? Sectors of the economy. Next one, what we discussed about what are the different sort of jobs, skilled jobs, unskilled jobs. Question, what is fixed capital, what is working capital, and what is a human capital. Next one, resource management, how to utilize the resources. And we reached here the central problems of an economy. Central problems of an economy. So resource management, we know that the resources are limited. The resources are limited. At the same time, with the limited resources, we want to produce goods for the use of the people those living in the country or for the national development. Clear? That's what the problem what we are facing here. For that, there are a number of questions are there. It's called to be the central problems of the or central problem of an economy. Basically, what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Okay, these central problems of an economy that we are going to discuss today. So, a simple economy. So, here you can see that a society that consists of people and people in the society need many goods and services in their everyday life, including food, clothing, shelter. It's called to be the primary necessities. Okay, transport facilities required, roads, railways, and various other services like that of teachers and doctors. We require primary necessities, transport facilities, infrastructural facilities like road, railways, and the service of teachers and doctors. Okay, in fact, the list of goods. So in the first point, you want to understand that society consists of people and people in the society need many goods. Okay, the first point what you want to remember there. Society consists of people and people in the society need many goods. Second point, in fact, the list of goods and services that any individual need is so large that no individual in society to begin with has all the things he needs. Okay, so the number of the things or goods what we required in our everyday life is too large. No individual in the society is able to produce all those things what we require. So that's the problem, right? As an individual, we are unable to produce the goods or services that what we require. So third point says, for example, the teacher in a school has the skills to require to impart education to the students and he can earn some money, but teaching student in the school and use the money for obtaining the goods and services that he wants. Okay, so a teacher can provide education. As a result of that, what he will get back. So I already told you that for each and every factor of production will rewarded with the remuneration. So service or labor is always rewarded with the, what remuneration is that? What is the remuneration for labor? Remuneration for labor, what is that? Aishwarya, what is the remuneration for labor?
Wages.
Wages, correct. Wages or salary. Okay. So the money the teacher or he or she made from rendering his or her service, she or he can use that to purchase whatever the goods she or he required to lead a good life in the society. Okay. So economy is a system which provides people with the means to work and earn a living. So in economy, what we can find that each and every individual is rendering, okay, there are activities, mental or physical abilities they are using to earn money or earn income. Later that income utilizing to purchase goods that what we require everyday life. Okay, so economics is about studying economic problem arising due to the limited means in relation to unlimited wants. So the fifth point says economics is about studying economic problems arising due to limited means having alternate uses in relation to unlimited wants. So the resources are limited. Scarce resources are there with us. Okay. how can we utilize these scarce resources or limited resources to meet all our wants? So, you want to remember one thing, our wants are unlimited. Wants are unlimited. Needs are unlimited. So, we already discussed the situation here. Necessities, comforts, and luxuries. So, human mind is unpredictable. Always it will change from one to other because we are the people always looking forward for a better living or a better working condition or better income. So the wants are always unlimited. Wants are always unlimited. In economics, basically, we are studying, or in microeconomics, basically, we are studying. Okay, how to utilize the limited resources to meet the wants, meet or achieve the unlimited wants. Okay. So remember one more time, a simple economy means, first of all, we discussed that society consists of people and people in the society need many goods. So a single individual is unable to produce all the goods and services what he or she really needed. Okay, and the society to lead a good life, we require primary necessities like food, cloth, shelter, transport facilities we required, infrastructural facilities like roads, railways, and various services from a teacher, services from a laundry man, services from a doctor, like that number of people are there, those who are providing services, we require that too. Okay, so basically we can see that, in fact, the list of goods and services that any individual need is so large that no individual society to begin with has all the things he needs. We discussed that. Okay. And a person who is rendering his service for someone else, basically for what he or she is doing that to earn income. Okay, to earn income. Later that money or the income he or she can utilize to purchase the goods that are produced by someone else. Someone else. Okay. So fourth point says economy is a system which provides people with the means to work and earn a living. So economy you can find it is helpful for each and every individual to render his or her physical ability or mental ability to earn money and find a good living. Economics is about studying economic problem arising due to the limited means which has alternative use. And we already discussed that money is always have alternative uses. Alternative uses. A or B, B or C, like that it will fluctuate as per our needs. Okay, so in relation with the unlimited wants are always considering as unlimited. No limits are there for our want. Okay, so economic problem is a problem of choice involving satisfaction. So economic problem is a problem of choice involving satisfaction of unlimited wants out of limited resources having alternative uses. So already we discussed this point. So just to keep it in your mind, is important point too. Okay, in economics. Okay, economic problem is a problem of choice. Problem of choice. What to choose involving satisfaction of unlimited wants out of limited resources. Resources are always limited. What to choose or what want to make. Okay. Limited resources having alternative uses. Next one, take an example of a piece of land. It can be used for constructing a house, a factory, a school. So here we are discussing about choices. So a piece of land, land. Many uses are there for the land. Clear? Land are of many types. That we will discuss later. Before that, you have to understand that just to take a piece of land, whatever it is. It can be used for constructing a house, a factory, a school, a park, etc. So a house has its own use, a factory using for something else, a school's purpose is different, a park is for recreation or entertainment, right? Number of uses are there for a piece of land. It can also be used for growing wheat. Okay, we can cultivate the two. Okay, growing wheat, growing rice, growing vegetables, etc. So we can use the land for cultivation too. The economic problem here is that for which purpose this piece of land should be used. So this is a problem with us. This is a problem with every individual. This is a problem with every government. Okay. How to use this land? Okay. For what to? That's the question here. Okay. What to produce? Okay. So the problem is a piece of land can be used for constructing house, factory, school, park. At the same time, we can use that land to cultivate wheat, rice, vegetables, etc. So this is a problem with us. Clear or not? Clear or not? So what is the problem here? Resources are scarce. Limited resources, but wants are unlimited. We have a number of choices. Unlimited choices are there. From that, we want to choose. Okay. Always want to make a best choice. This is the problem in the economics, basically what we are discussing in the chapter. Okay, similar problems may arise in making a choice in the use of other resources like labor, capital, and enterprise or organizer. Okay, so on other factors of production than land, it is labor, capital, and enterprise. Okay, so a worker, he can decide, okay, where he wants to work. Related with the income, he or she will choose where want to work, where want to work. Is it clear for you? Understanding or not? Subham Paul, understanding or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go to the next slide. Here you can see that problems of an economy. So economic problem arises because of scarcity. Scarcity. What do you mean by the term scarcity? Scarcity. Availability of a product is reducing, or sometimes it is not at all available. Such situation is called what is scarcity. The scarcity of resources in relation to demand for them. So already we discussed three terminologies maybe for yesterday, that is called to be supply, demand. Supply and demand. One more, it is called to be what? Price or cost. Okay, these terms are strictly connected with this scenario here. So economic problem arises because first case, wants are unlimited. Unlimited wants are there. Okay, unlimited wants are there. We are unable to say what we require or what we need really. That much needs are there, that much wants are there for the individuals. Next one, resources are limited, but wants are unlimited. The same time, what is that? The resources are limited. So in our pocket or in our bank account, there are 15 lakh rupees is there. We are able to purchase a car, cost rupees 15,000 from Maruti company or Mahindra company or even Tata company, right? Understanding or not? What is the price? What is the investment with us? Investment with the bank, 15 lakh. Okay, so maximum we can purchase from these companies from India. Okay, next one, our want is to purchase a BMW car or a Benz car is cost more than 50 lakhs. Okay, so that 15 lakh rupees is not enough to purchase a car cost 50 lakh, 50 lakh. Clear or not? So demand is high, we require that, we have a wish to purchase that, but the resources is limited, no resource with us. What is the resource here? Money is the resource, that is not with us. So we are unable to purchase that. So next one, resources have alternative uses. Resources have alternative uses. Okay, yesterday you might already use that in Punjab. What happened? One teenager, a boy, he spent nearly 16 lakh rupees to purchase. Okay, purchase the things that required to play a game called what, a PUBG. Most of you people may be playing that, right or not? Okay, so in-app purchases are there. So he spent the 16 lakh rupees that already invested by the family in the bank for medical reasons or medical usages. Okay, so alternative use came there. But what happened here? What are we discussing here there? So money have number of uses are there. Always you want to choose the best use. Best use. So economic problems arising because wants are unlimited. Wants are unlimited. Resources are limited. Wants are unlimited. Resources are limited. Next one, resources have alternative uses. Each and every resource have alternative uses. Number of uses will be a single resource. Single resource. For example, I can ask you, Mr. Basil Bashir. Basil Bashir, tell me some uses of a pen. Think and say. Not only one use, number of uses will be there. Just think and say. So we can ask you one by one also. No problem.
Sir, uses
so start with the Basil Bashir. Tell me, what is the use of a pen?
Sir, to write.
The basic use to write. Okay. If you ask into Aparna, what Aparna will say?
So we can use it for some craft items when it is.
Okay, empty pens can be used for making craft, right? Okay.
Yes.
Next one, Grishma Joshi, tell me. Any other uses are there for a pen? Grishma. Any other uses?
Yes, sir.
Rather than writing? Any other uses? Okay, can we use a pen as a bookmarker? Huh? The pen cap as a whistle? Huh? The empty refill as a straw? Many uses are there. Many uses are there for a pen there. Okay, if you're thinking, you can. Okay, so we discussed here, economic problem arises because of scarcity of resources in relation to demand for them. So economic problems arises because wants are unlimited, resources are limited, and the resources have alternative uses. Alternative uses, keep it in your mind. So again, we're discussing that for in a broad way here, wants are unlimited. This is a basic fact. This is a basic fact in human life. Human wants are unlimited. They are not only unlimited, but also grow and multiplying very fast, very fast. Just to keep it in your mind that points there. Next one, resources are limited. The resources to produce goods and services to satisfy human wants are available in limited quantities. Land, labor, capital, enterprise are the basic scarce resources. Okay, so we are discussing about the scarcity of resources. Land is, it is always scarce. Land is always scarce. We know that land is not going to increase. Frontiers of countries are not going to increase. Labor force might increase. Clear. Capital also we can increase. But it is scarce also. It is a scarce also. We will not get a labor for each and every activity within the country. We will not get money to invest to start a business or any production within the country. Okay, so that also considering land, labor, capital, all we can consider as what are scarce resources. These resources are available in limited quantities in every economy, big or small. Economy is big or small. Big or small in the sense of developed countries or underdeveloped countries, wherever it is, we can find this scarcity. Okay, developed or underdeveloped, rich or poor, some economies may have more of one or two resources, but not all the resources. So in some countries we can find one or two resources in plenty or abundance. Okay, but not all the resources. One or two resources plenty, but not all the resources. For example, Indian economy has relatively more labor but less capital. So Indian economy we can find about more labor because the population is too high. So availability of labor, work is easy or it is high. Okay, but less capital because Indian economy is a developing economy. So money that required for starting production is not that much high. In the US, United States of America, economy has relatively more land, but less labor. No economy in the world is rich in all the resources. In America, if you go so, you can find that land is available, plenty of land is there, but workforce is limited. Workforce is scarce because population is comparatively lesser than India. Okay, so these are the points to remember. Wants are unlimited and resources are limited. Wants are unlimited, resources are limited. Wants are unlimited, resources are limited. So we discussed all these things here. Next one, resources have alternative uses. Okay, generally a resource has many alternative uses. A worker can be employed in a factory, in a school, or in a government office, self-employed, and so on. So we are taking a particular individual. We can say so. What we can say? Okay, a worker can be utilized in various sectors in an economy. Various sectors in an economy, like he can work in a factory, he can work in a school, he can work in a government office, or self-employed, he can start a business also. Okay, like this, nearly all resources have alternative uses. So I already told you related with the employee or a worker or an individual. He can render his service in any sector, maybe the primary, secondary, or the tertiary. Like this, nearly all resources have alternative uses, but the problem is that which resource should be put into which use. That's the problem. Okay, what is the use with each and every resources? We want to know that, we have to understand that, and we have to deploy. We have to deploy. Okay, so we are going backward. Okay, so we discuss here what do you mean by the term fixed capital? Fixed capital, the money what we are investing to purchase physical implements to start a production. That is called to be physical capital. Next one, physical capital, or it is called to be fixed capital. Next one, working capital. Working capital means regularly we want to spend money to purchase raw material or giving away salary or wages for the employees is called to be working capital. Clear? Human capital. Human capital. What do you mean human capital? The workforce, skilled workforce is basically called as a human capital. So what are the problem in an economy? What are the problems in an economy? Anjo, Shibi, tell me, what are the problems of an economy? Tell me first. Unmute your mic.
Unlimited human needs.
What?
Unlimited human needs.
Unlimited?
Human needs.
Unlimited wants. Unlimited wants are there with us. Next one, scarce resources. Scarce resources. Resource scarcity we are facing. That's the problem basically. Okay. Next one, Hadi Aman Muhammad Irfan. Please turn on your video, camera. Hadi Aman. Okay, if the topic is clear for you, Annette Anthony. The topic is clear, Annette Anthony. Are you there?
Sir.
Is that clear or not? So what we discussed here, the problem of scarcity, problem of scarcity. So always we know that, or we want to understand that each and every resources have alternative uses that creating the problem in the economy. And we know that each and every economy is not filled with all the resources. Maybe we can find one or two, but not all resources. In India's context, we can find labor, but not capital. In American context, we can find capital, but no labor. Clear or not? Clear or not? Okay. Now I am going to ask some individual question for you guys here.